Hello, everybody. Internet issues, but I'm here. Shall we boogie? Hello. Hello. Where's my mat? Little. Yes. Welcome and good morning. We'll wait maybe just one more minute, and then we'll get going. 60-minute Vinyasa class, Saturday morning vibes. There's a bit of Paolo to the party. So hopefully you've got like a nice big cushion or a block or a book or something that's going to serve as some form of a prop for today. But we're actually going to start. We're going to start on the ground, lying down flat. So as soon as you're ready, let's go ahead and hit the deck, lay down flat. Shavasana to begin with. Be nice if you had a little blankie. Maybe I'll grab my blankie. Blankie. And once you get down onto your back, nice and flat. That's good. Once you get down onto your back, nice and flat, settle in, shoulders flat. And then take a nice, long, very deep breath in. Gentle, releasing breath out. And without letting the body get too sleepy, start to relax through your shoulders, your jaw, your eyes. This position, Shavasana, is a little bit different to, just lying down or the feeling you get before you go to sleep. This shape is a combination of alertness or a real sort of heightened awareness of yourself in combination with a commitment to relax the body, a directive to relax the body. Here, see if you can just create a little bit of internal spaciousness. Pull back the lens on yourself and just start to observe your entire state of being. State of body, state of energy, state of mind, state of emotion. You could call this a quality of being objective towards yourself, or trying to keep just an identification with awareness itself. But it's a funny combination when we try and bring that sense of awareness, this kind of macro view of yourself, in combination with like a micro view of yourself, so sensations through the body. You know what's happening in every little area of the body, but at the same time, you're simultaneously aware of your entire state of being. I like to think of it like a kind of a factory foreman, sort of watching the entire factory floor. You can see the bigger picture, and you can also see what each individual staff member or employee is doing on that factory floor. Same sort of thing here. You've got a bit of an awareness of your entire state of being, yet also aware of like the embodied sensation of that awareness. Now, try and hang on to that quality as you take your attention to your breath. So you're aware of the entire function of the breath, just the overall mechanism that the body provides. And yet you're also aware of the intricate details of each breath. The feeling of the inhale, the feeling of the exhale. It has temperature, texture, rhythm, pace. And you start to work more intricately, more in a coordinated sense with the breath. Start to breathe in just a little bit more fully down to your belly. Start to breathe out just a little bit more slowly. You start to create this expanded yet slow breath. Now, we try not to exaggerate it in either direction, meaning not too slow, not too lingered on the breath, but certainly not rushed or forced in any way either. So think of it as just a gentle flow. And we'll take that breathing just a touch further for this morning. Square breath. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold in for 4 seconds. Breathe out for 4 seconds. Hold out for 4 seconds. Now, some of you might have been working with me quite a lot with this breath. So welcome, if you're comfortable, and only if you're comfortable, take it up to 5-second holds. 5 in, 5 hold, 5 out, 5 hold. I'll leave you in a little bit of silence with this. Especially on your exhalation. Make it as smooth as possible. Get rid of all the little stutters and jerks in the breath. Take one final round here, ending with an exhalation. And falling back into a deliberate breath, a conscious one that you're coordinating into a gentle rhythm, pace, and texture. There's a sense of softness to it in your motivation, your intention towards it. We keep this sense of, one, introspection by observing and concentrating on the breath. And yet, you're aware of the body at large. You're aware of the micro movements, yet the entire state of being simultaneously. And keep that breath rolling and hug the knees up in towards the chest. I'll join you at this point. Hug the knees up in towards the chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze and catch happy baby for a moment. Little pedal and a kick into the legs there. Just starting to open up the back of the legs, the hamstrings. Maybe just one more breath as you are. And extend your left leg down to the ground. Heel touches down, but keep the leg quite straight and long. Now, half happy baby on the right leg, sort of pulling the knee down just a little bit. But again, powerful through the left leg. So nice and straight, really firm. We'll take just one more generous breath there. And then guide the leg over to the left into a twist. So the left hand takes that right knee over. You might even scoot your sort of left hip out of the way a touch more. Right shoulder sinks down here. One more breath in the twist. And inhale back up through the center. Full happy baby for a brief moment. Grabbing a hold of both outside blades of the feet. Just one breath there. And right leg drops down or extends out straight. And then half happy baby. Little play with the left leg, straightening, bending. Breath still moving gently and generously. And off onto the twist. So down to the right with your left leg. Again, scooching the right hip just a little further underneath the body. Left shoulder now sinking and elongating the exhalation here. And one more deep breath now. Inhale back up through the center. Now go ahead and place both feet on the ground for rolling bridge pose. So feet to hip width apart. Really start with the movement at your tailbone. Tilt the tailbone up and then lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And the exhale takes the hips straight back down. We get the arms involved from there. As you lift your hips with the arms up over the head, reaching up and above the head. And the exhale brings both back down, hands and hips. Maybe 2 or 3 more on your own. Inhales lift, exhales lower down. But you find the rhythm of your breath with your movement. Important here to create a synchronicity of breath and movement. A kind of somatic presence through the entire body. All functions of the body now starting to be directed towards one common goal. And next time your hips lower down, go ahead and hug your knees up in towards your chest and rock yourself up to a seated position, coming into cat-cow from there. So onto all fours, tabletop position. And as soon as you're there, take an inhale to dip the belly down, puff the chest forward and look up. And then exhale to really round and arch up through your spine. Now, go ahead and throw in any additional movements there, like moving the hips or the ribs around a little bit more organically. Certainly, you might want to flip your wrists around, especially if they cop a beating in your practice a little bit. Maybe just 2 more full rounds of movement and breath linked together. And then very simply here, just sitting down onto your heels into a kneeling position. And as you arrive there, walk your hands behind your feet, fingers face forward. Lift the chest up through the shoulders, but really try and activate your shoulder blades by squeezing them together and back very, very firmly, chest popping up. We take just 2 more breaths there, like that. And go ahead, walk the hands forward and out into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Nice, easy approach to downward facing dog, especially first thing in the morning, especially being probably your first down dog of the day. Feel it out. We take just 2 more breaths here in downward facing dog. And start to walk your hands towards the back of your mat into a forward fold. Just letting the whole upper body hang down, letting it drape. Neck nice and loose. We take just 1 more big breath there. And then gently roll up your spine all the way through to standing. Reach up the arms at the top. Now lift the heels up off the ground. A little toe stand. Could be a little bend in the knees, but suck your belly and you squeeze your butt nice and firm. Heels lifting for 1 more big breath there. And then plant the heels to fold all the way back down towards the ground. Now, halfway lift to lengthen out, flat back. Hands on the ground and walk them all the way out to plank position. Shoulders above your wrists. Hold there for a brief moment. Arching and rounding up through your upper back. Butt drops down a little bit, the thighs nice and firm. and then lift the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Now, just 2 more times like that. Inhale through to high plank. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Again, rolling and rounding through the upper back as you hit the high plank. And now, this time back to dog, and we add to that. Now, high plank, touch right knee to right elbow, squeeze it in. Step back to down dog. Left knee, left elbow, squeeze it in, high plank. Back to dog. This time, right knee to left elbow, cross it under. Step back to dog. Left knee, right elbow, cross. Back to dog. This time, high plank, come forward and lower down through chaturanga until you're flat onto your belly. Arriving there, take the hands off the side of the mat and roll through cobra. Inhale, chest lifts up. And the exhale takes you straight back down. Now, really point the toes. You keep on going with your breath. Inhales, lift the chest. And the exhale, lower down. You take 2 more now. Inhale's coming up. And exhale's down. Strong thighs here, squeeze them. Last one. Inhale, up. And exhale, coming down. Send your butt back to your heels into child's pose. Pause there for a moment. Interlace your hands behind your lower back, resting the forehead on the floor, and lift that fist up and away from the lower back. Really opening up the shoulders here just a little. You could even drop the fist from left to right just a touch. Try and squeeze the palms as best as you can for just 1 more big breath now. And reach the arms out in front of you, back into downward facing dog. As soon as you get there, walk the hands back towards your feet 1 more time. Now halfway lift to lengthen out. Left hand on the floor, right hand for the ceiling. Big twist, big bend into your left knee as the right leg starts to straighten. Now just stay for 1 more big breath there. And release the switch. Right hand comes down, left hand moves up. Notice here, the lower back is fairly flat. If you need an example, have a look towards the screen. Notice the spine is extending forward in the twist, not bowing down too much. 1 more breath like this. And left hand down, right hand comes up. Now, we add to this a little. As the right leg straightens, lift the right ball of the foot up off the ground, a little more intense. And we keep moving like that. Right hand down. Left hand and left foot lifts up. Exhale, lower, 1 more on each side. Right hand, right ball of the foot. Exhale, lower, other side. Left hand, left foot. Exhale, lower down. Now, we get a little more tricky. Right hand comes back up. We're going to walk this all the way out to side planks, but step by step, hand by hand. Right hand comes down in front of the left one. Left hand moves up, twisting the other way, and slowly we start to walk out. Left hand comes forward of the right one. You're walking forward. Right hand up, right leg straight. Right hand comes down and forward. Left hand moves up, twist. We're just about at high plank probably. Left hand down, right hand moves up. Now, here we go. Side plank, staggered foot position. 2 straight legs, right foot's in front of the left one. And then we switch that over. Right hand down, heels turn over to the other side. So the legs are not stacked here. 1 foot's in front of the other, hips lifting for 1 more breath. And 1 more side plank each side. Left hand down, heels turn over, right hand up. And right hand down, left one up, last one here. Left hand comes up, hips lift up, and left hand down. Drop your knees, lower all the way down until you're flat. Once you arrive there, hands back by the side, arms straight, point the toes. Inhale, lift the chest and arms up. Exhale to lower. We do that 2 more times. Shoulder blades squeeze back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, up. And exhale down, either up through plank or back through child's pose and into downward facing dog. And we crack through some sun cells from here. So heels up, knees bend, lightly step to the top of your mat, feet together, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up and stretch up nice and big. And then exhale to fold straight back down towards the ground. Now, halfway lift, flat back. Step back to plank position. From there, push a little body weight forward for chaturanga. Bend at your elbows, lower in. Halfway, pull the chest through the arms, up dog. And the exhale finds downward facing dog. We take just one more big breath in down dog. And then heels up, knees bend, look to the front, lightly walk, step or jump top of the mat, feet together. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up and stretch up nice and big. And the exhale folds you straight back down. Halfway lift, flat back. Step back to plank position. Down into chaturanga, bend your elbows, hug them into your side body. Pull the chest through, up dog. And the exhale to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. One or two more generous breaths in that downward facing dog. Keep it cyclic, keep it rhythmic. One or two more now. Here we go. Right leg raises up, bend at the knee, peel the hip open. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, cross it underneath your body. Inhale, shoot the leg back up. Now, knee to the nose and pause, hug it in. Kiss that knee down to the mat, pull it back to your chest and shoot it back up. Over to the right elbow, squeeze and touch. Down to that wrist, back to that elbow and shoot it back up. And step the foot in between your hands for simple twist. Left hand raises up, back leg fairly straight. Now, just one or two more breaths here in this simple twist. See that the front knee is above the ankle. Now, very gentle in these first few rounds of this movement. Right hand down, front leg straightens into pyramid, but we keep going. Lunge, right hand up, simple twist. Exhale, right hand down, straighten through the front leg. Inhale, lunge, right hand up. Exhale, down, straighten through the front leg. This time, back up into simple twist, right hand raises up. Now, keep the structure of the upper body, the arms just like this. Drop the back knee to the floor. Chest lifts up. Left hand reaches for the ceiling as the right hand slides down the back of the left thigh. Now, squeeze your left glute on your butt cheek. Back of the heart lifting here. If you're quite deep into this shape, right hand to the outside of the left thigh. We take maybe one more big breath there. Now, as you bring your left hand down to the floor, twisted Hanuman immediately. So straighten through your front leg, left hand down, right hand up. Stay with breath there, toes lift up on the front foot, especially the pinky pulls up. Long breaths here. Soften the shoulders just a little. Drop back your right hip just a touch. Maybe just one more big breath there now. Right hand comes down. Walk the hands forward into runner's lunge. So pick up the back knee. Now turn to your left, to the middle of the mat. Turn the front foot in. Now wide-legged forward fold. Hello underneath there. And just make a little bit of movement side to side with the hips. Side to side. Floss out the hips a little bit. No wrong answer here. Bit of movement. You take one or two more rounds of breath as you are. All right, get a little tricky. Halfway lift. Walk the hands to the back of the mat. Runner's lunge at the back. Now, left hand raises up. Simple twist finds wild thing. Step your left foot back, up and over the right leg, outside the mat. Now turn the hips, lift the chest. 2 or 3 more big breaths here. Stick with me on the transition here. As the left hand comes down, tap your left knee to left elbow. Squeeze in. Keep that left hand down. Just punch your left leg back to a straight leg. Hold, hovering the big toe. Side plank. Stack up the legs. Left hand raises up now. Stacked legs. One more big breath as you are. And one more time. Left hand down. Left knee taps left elbow. This time, step the foot back. Chaturanga half plank. Pull the chest through. Up dog. And exhale to downward facing. Hips up and back. So you should be facing the back of your mat. 1 or 2 more breaths in dog. And inhale, left leg raises. Bend the knee and peel the hip open.
Left knee to right elbow. Cross it underneath your body. Inhale, shoot it back up. Knee to the nose, squeeze it in, pause. Kiss the knee down to the ground. Back to the chest and shoot it back up. To the left elbow, touch. Down to that wrist. Pull it back up, shoot it back up. And step through. Left foot in between the hands. Simple twist. Left hand raises up. Back leg nice and strong, stiff, straight. Just notice that your front knee is above your ankle. So not forward, not back, not left, not right. Direct stack. One more big breath in, simple twist. And slow in the first round. Left hand down, straighten through the front leg. Inhale, lunge, left hand up, twist. Exhale, down, straighten the leg out. Inhale, lunge, left hand up. Exhale, down, straighten out. Inhale, lunge, simple twist. Pause there. Hand up. Now, simply the back knee sinks down. Raise the chest up, lift the chest. Right hand reaches for the ceiling. You're still twisting. Left hand slides down the back of the right thigh there. Now, back of the heart lifts. Really try and take your hand to the outside of the thigh. So you're really turning the hand out. Thumb will point back. Back of the heart still lifting. Squeezing the right butt. One more big breath here. And right hand down, twisted Hanuman. Left leg straightens as the left hand comes up naturally there. Starting to pull back and drop down the left hip just a touch. 2 more long breaths. And left hand down. Walk the hands back into runner's lunge. So back knee lifts up as you walk the hands forward. Again, turn to your right, to the middle of your mat. Now, halfway lift. It's just like a wide-legged forward fold. This time, see if you can sink your butt all the way down into Skandasana. First to the right, top of your mat. And then you could use the hands on the floor or not. Slide over to the other leg, down to the left heel, right toes lift. We just do that one more time on each side. Over to the right, stay low with the hips. Pull the belly in as you inhale and switch. Now this time, walk the hands back to the top of the mat, to your right. Simple twist, immediately into wild thing. So right hand up, step your right leg back, up and over the left. Turn the hips, lift the chest. 2 more big breaths there. Here we go. Right hand down, right knee taps right elbow. Squeeze it in. Kick the leg back, but hover the toe. This time, stack the legs, side plank. Right hand raises up. And one more time. Right hand down, touch right knee, right elbow. This time, kick the leg back. Chaturanga half plank. Inhale, up dog. Ooh, down dog, hips up and back. Breath or 2 more there in down dog. And heels up, knees bend, look to the front. Walk, step, or jump, top of your mat. Feet together. Halfway lift, inhale, puff out the chest. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to stand all the way up. Reach up, stretch up. Now, hands to prayer, chair pose. Bend the knee, sink the butt. Twist to your right and hook your left elbow around the knee. Now, sink the butt heavy and low here. Hopefully that deepens the twist for you a touch. And you just take maybe 1 more generous breath here now. And stand. Reach up, stretch up. Nice little back bend at the top. And then back into the chair for the twist on the other side. Right elbow hooks the left knee. Knees squeeze together. But apply pressure here. Left hand down into the right. Breath or 2 more. And inhale, stand. Reach up, stretch up. Nice and tall, nice and big. Exhale to fold forward. Now halfway lift to lengthen out. Step your left leg back into runner's lunge. Puff the chest forward on fingertips. And then gently lift the butt up into pyramid. Now, this should be a long pyramid pose. So In this length, lift the back heel up, and that should throw a little bit more body weight forward. Now, start to walk your hands back and down the mat. So, hands reach back, fingers face back, and really kind of rounding your upper back a little bit more than you used to. Front big toe stays in the floor, back heel again, lifting up hard, back thigh is on, and then about 3 more big breaths here. Here we go. Crescent lunge, chest and arms raise up. Adjust your stance if you need to. Catch your body weight by squeezing your left butt cheek hard. And left hand forward, right hand back, take a twist. Flip your front palm, reach up and back. Now pause there in that shape. Right arm finds a half bind just for a breath or two here. Now keep the half bind wherever you're at. Bow forward and hook your left elbow around the front knee. Don't bring the hands together. Keep the half bind. Now, if that left hand is just loose, touch it to your right shoulder and literally try and peel it back as best as you can. Back leg straightens out. Just 2 more breaths in this shape. And super slowly, warrior 2. Spin the back heel down, open the arms, straighten through the front leg as you get there. Flip the front palm and reach up and back. And as you inhale, find triangle pose. Reach forward, right hand down, left hand up. Back leg is quite firm and strong here. Keep it quite engaged to the back thigh and the glute, the butt cheek. And take just a breath or 2 more here now. Inhale and stand. Flip the front palm for the ceiling, up and back, reverse the shape. Back through to warrior 2 to find side angle. Elbow to knee or hand to the floor. Left hand up, half bind on that. Left arm wraps behind the lower back. Maybe you find the full bind, but watch your breath. Keep it steady. Notice if you're forcing your body unnecessarily. Try not to go too hard too soon here. We take just 3 more breaths. We keep the exhale nice and smooth. Very elongated breath. Now, right here in this position, bring your hands to prayer at heart center. A little tricky. Lift the front ball of the foot. Turn that foot in and find Skandasana into your right leg. Sit your butt down heavy into the right leg. We just take a breath or 2 more there. And then walk your hands towards the back of your mat into a runner's lunge there. So back of the mat, runner's lunge. As you arrive, look forward. Stand up and squeeze your right knee to your chest, up and in, nice and tight. Now, figure 4, right ankle on the left knee, nice and gently, I will too. And then sit the butt down, heavy here. Now, nothing more than just a little play in the twist here. Right elbow comes towards the right sole of the foot. That one's up on the knee, the one that's up on the knee. So you might have to physically push the foot up the arm. Maybe the right hand comes down, the left hand moves up. Maybe. We just got 2 more breaths here, not a long hold. And there they go, hands to prayer. Right knee to the chest, up and in. Very gently, 1 more time here. Step the right leg back. Skandasana into that right leg. Lots of that happening today. Left toes lift up. Now, as you find this Skandasana, right hand down, left hand up. Half bind, left arm wraps behind the lower back. Full bind is available if you like to, but 2 more big breaths, rolling back the left shoulder. Turn to your right, runner's lunge. As you arrive there, now look forward. Let the front knee come forward of the toes a little bit. I'll let you see that. Let it come forward. Now back leg super straight in this shape. See if you can hobble your left big toe off the ground, keeping the big bend in the standing leg. Reach your arms back like arrowhead, and then straighten through your standing leg up into warrior 3. It should be pretty loaded entry here. We take just 1 more big breath as you are. And stand up, pulling the left knee up in towards the chest now. Hands to prayer. When you get your balance, and point the left knee down. to gently find Chapasana. So take the top of the foot. This shape can be done in 2 parts. And I come your way through this one. So take the top of the foot, 2 parts to it. Bow forward first and get the right hand to the floor, a block, a book, whatever it is. Big bend in the standing leg. Then tilting your left hip open and kicking the heel away from the butt. Nice long, steady breaths here. 2 more big breaths to go. And super gently, without slingshotting, step your left foot back, runner's lunge, arriving there. Slide your left hand forward to Cleopatra. Turn to your right, let the front knee drop to the side, reach for the back of the mat. We pulse here twice. Inhale, lift the hips, sweep the right hand up over the head. Exhale, sink the butt back down. 1 more. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, back down. This time as you lift, wild thing. Hips lift, right foot steps back, up and over the left. Hips turn and lift, arching through your upper back. 1 more big breath in that shape. And step your right foot to the top of your mat. Now, as you arrive there, step your left foot up as well. Big toes to touch, halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to stand all the way up. Last little bit of work here. Hands to prayer, chair twist right. Hook your left elbow around the knee. Now, either we stay here and sink the butt down, lifting the heels. We can come into a little sort of toe standing, twisted something or other. And maybe it's a side crow. And I'll break that down here. So for you guys, your hands will come to the side of your mat. So it'll be your right side of your mat. Now, I reckon the trick is the depth of the twist. So really lifting the chest up and out of the shape momentarily to twist deeper to your right. Hook the armpit around the thigh. Not just the elbow, but the actual armpit around the thigh. Now, I'm going to come your way for a moment here. Squeeze the knees together. You've got to keep them tight so the gravity stays small and tight. As the hands come to the right side of your mat, squeezing knees, take a little face dive here. Chest comes down as you bend your elbows. Now the right elbow lands on the right hip. You create a little ledge, and as you shift more body weight forward, maybe the feet come off the ground, maybe Vinyasa is there. You take 1 more generous breath wherever you're at with it, and then 2 feet to the ground. Lift the butt, halfway lift to lengthen. Step or jump back into chaturanga half plank, bend at your elbows. Pull the chest through up dog and into downward facing dog. Hips up and back. 2 or 3 more breaths in that down dog, settling the breath as much as you can. Hopefully if you're in Melbourne and this is live for you, you can hear the wind. Quite nice. Quite nice. 1 more big breath. Heels up, knees bend, look to the front. Walk, step, or jump top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up and stretch up, nice and big. And then exhale to fold all the way back down. Now, very simply, halfway lift, right leg steps back, pyramid pose, straighten through the front leg, fold in. Little different on the pyramid though, right? Heel lifts up at the back, throwing more body weight forward, a sense of lift at your tailbone, and then walking the hands down the mat, back and fingers face back, up on the fingertips, so you're really rounding through your upper back. Nice long breaths here. Keep the front big toe pressing hard. Steady breath, slow exhale. Don't force it. Don't linger with it. Just let it flow. 1 more. Crescent lunge. Chest and arms raised. Up. Exhale. Right hand forward. Left hand back. Twist. Flip your front palm. Reach up and back. We pause there and half bind your left arm. Wrapping behind your lower back here. We take a breath or 2 more. Now, keep that half bind, bow forward and hook your right elbow around the front leg. Right hand can come to your left shoulder to just tilt it open and peel it back a touch, but back leg stiff and strong here for just 2 more breaths. Super slow transition, warrior two, windmill the arms up and open the arms, T-shape, let the front knee nudge out to the left a little, flip your front palm, straighten through your front leg, reach up and back, reverse, and back into triangle pose on this side. So reach out, left hand down, right hand comes up. Notice that the side body is straight and long. So try not to bow down too much towards the knee, but in fact, move the chest, the collarbones, the forehead out towards the top of the mat. Nice steady breath. Right butt cheek squeezes here a little. One more deep breath now. Inhale, stand, flip the front palm for the ceiling, up and back. Back through warrior two into side angle. Elbow to knee or hand to the floor. Half bind again. Right arm wraps behind the lower back. Tilt back the shoulder. Steady, steady breath. Belly pulls in. Back leg strong. And then settle into either the half bind or full bind. Again, little nudge of the front knee out to the left. Don't let it fall in. Maybe two more long breaths here now. Hands to prayer. So really controlled transition. Lift the front ball of the foot. So you're pivoting on the heel. Sit your butt down into the left ankle. Right leg lifts into, right toes lift into Skandasana at the front of your mat. We take just one more breath there. Now walk your hands towards the back of your mat. Runner's lunge up the other end. Look forward and in one movement, left knee to the chest, stand up. Ooh, figure four, left ankle, right knee, sit your butt down. And sitting low with the pelvis here. Now, little twist over to your right. Elbow touches the foot. Little turn back of the right shoulder. We take one more big breath there. And here we go. Stand, left knee to the chest, up and in, just as gracefully as you came in. You step back, runner's lunge, hands on the ground. Send your butt back to the left heel into Skandasana. One more time. Left hand down, right hand up. Half bind. If it's the full bind, let it happen. But keep on tilting back the right shoulder. You find that twisting action. Breath or two more now. And here we go. Turn to your left. Runner's lunge back at the top of the mat. Now, in this shape, very sort of different entry into warrior three. No momentum, just power and strength of the leg. So back big toe hovers and lifts. Now that knee stays straight. Hands come, well, reach back into arrowhead and then straighten through the standing leg to elevate into Vira 3. Now back glute, the right butt cheek strong, shoulders squeeze back for just one more big breath here. Right knee to the chest, stand up. Point the knee down for Chapasana, a little bit more work. As you take the top of your right foot, left hand can come up, suck your belly and squeeze your butt. Now two parts. Hinge forward first, get the left hand to the floor. Bend the standing leg as much as you want to do that. And then tilt the right hip open, kicking the heel away from the butt. Hold there, breathe there, stay there. Incremental, tiny lifts of the hip to deepen. Tiny. Breath still rolling, smooth, slow. One more now. And gently, without slingshotting, step back, right foot plants, runner's lunge. Right hand moves forward for Cleopatra. Turn to your left, let the knee drop out, reach for the back of the mat. Pulse twice, inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. This time, lift. Brings the left leg into wild thing. Step it over the right one, clear it. And then turn the hips to lift the chest. Breath or two more there. One big step with the left foot, top of the mat, and right foot meets the left one. Step all the way up. Big toes touch, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, stand up, reach up and stretch up. Last little bit. Hands to prayer, chair. Twist left, hook your right elbow around the knee. I'm going to face your way. As you bring your butt down towards your heels, you lift your heels. So can't stress it enough. Knees squeeze together. If you're going for that side crow, lift the chest up and away from the thighs so you can really turn to your left and hook more of like the armpit around the thigh. You can probably see the difference here. There's the armpit hooking over. This would be just the elbow on top of the thigh. You want more depth, so armpit comes over the thigh there. And then squeeze the knees, shift your little body weight forward, chest coming down, bending the elbows. Left elbow lands left hip. Maybe the feet lift, hold there. 2 more breaths wherever you're at. And 2 feet to the ground. We keep on moving. Halfway lift. Step or jump back into chaturanga, half plank. Pull the chest through, upward facing dog. And the exhale sends you into downward facing dog. Drop down to the knees. Either find child's pose or just a kneeling position for maybe 5 or so breaths, but trying to slow the heart rate here. Without restricting the breath too much, really elongate your exhalation. All right. Back into downward facing dog. Next posture is going to be a little tricky, a little different to what we might be used to. So from down dog, step your right foot between your hands. And we're just going to give you a bit of an example facing towards the front of the camera here. So as this foot steps through, let the knee drop out to the side, but the foot stays pointing forward, so you're on the outside edge of the foot. And then from there, I'll change angles back. And hopefully it's a pretty unique little posture. Now, if you are getting a little deeper into it, I like to bring my right hand underneath that right leg. But should come on quite strongly. For some of us, it's going to be in the hamstring, the back of the leg a little bit. For others, it's going to be maybe up more towards the hip. For me, it's in like the IT band, the outside of the leg a little bit more, and certainly my broken ankle here has a good time with it. But the key with this one is a nice soft breath with soft shoulders and jaw. Get that upper body sinking sensation. Just 2 or 3 more gentle, generous breaths. A little tricky on the transition here to half hero. So scooch the back knee in just a touch. Extend your right leg out straight. And then when you can, faff yourself around and sit inside your left heel. Inside your left heel. So I'm going to switch around for you. Inside the left heel, right leg is straight. So if you do have a block, a pillow, or a bolster or something like that, now's the time. A book, chuck it underneath your seat if this is already pretty strong, if the ankle's feeling, if the knee's feeling, definitely sit on something. It opens up that angle at the knee and the ankle. But if you're comfy, start to make your way back. Maybe the hands, little tuck of the tailbone here. Maybe you're going a little further down to elbows. Maybe you're going all the way flat. Belly breath. We'll try and stay here for about 7 breaths maybe. Nice richness to the breath here. One of these shapes like this, and the last one, which was fairly intense, I think. We revisit that sense of being aware of the micro sensations in the body, but not getting too involved with them. It's easy just to get carried away with one sensation in the body. Keep that sense of acknowledgement of that area, but also just an entire coverage of your state of being. You're aware that you're in a safe place, you're deepening your breath, you have an overall intention of nourishing and nurturing the body, yet you're also aware of that focused intensity somewhere. We try and change that intensity through the breath, find comfort of some sort within it,
One more here. And then see if you can keep that half hero as you come up to a seated position. Lifting the chest. Now, I totally get it if that knee, that half forward fold, Janusashasana. Otherwise, if you've got that bend in the left knee, still in half hero, lift the lower back and in fact, scoot your butt back a little bit. Find more of the sitting bones and chest lifts to then fold forward and in and out. So just as a reminder, you have that option to bring the left foot inside the right thigh and fold in all the same from there. Again, you still might be sitting on a seat or on the block rather, or a book or something similar. I was really thinking that phone books would be really good for this period of time. They don't exist anymore. Wonder if you can order them online. Order phone books. And one or two more breaths here in the forward fold now. And chest lifts up. If you're staying or you're coming from this half hero, see if you can enter just like this. Hands behind the lower back, right foot on the ground. Otherwise, Janu, find the same thing. Hips lift up and then place the left foot on the ground for reverse tabletop. Roll the shoulders back, lift the hips. Steady breath here. 2 to go. And release the butt to the floor. Simply coming into half hero the other side. So left leg. Half hero. It would be silly if we didn't do that quarter pigeon first. So take the legs to the side, place the palms, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Flow if you want to flow. But otherwise, left foot steps between your hands and then back knee drops down. Front knee falls out to the side and you've really got the toes pointed straight forward. So the foot's not turned out to the side. You're on the outer blade of the foot and that's running straight up the middle of the mat. Back leg slides back any amount. I think take it, to a pretty generous point there. You really want to feel this come on a little bit stronger than you might be used to, but not too far. Be intelligent about it, but definitely take it somewhere just a little bit different and try and move into this ability to self-soothe through the breath. You're aware of the intensity. You're not engaging the intensity necessarily, but you're also staying with the acknowledgement of it, not forcing it away, not bringing it in closer. Micro sensitivity to the posture, and yet a macro awareness. Three more breaths here. Nah, more than that. It's just getting good. Maybe 4 to 5 more. Soft jaw, soft shoulders again. All righty, one more deep breath here. And here we go, half hero, bit of a tricky transition, bit of a scooch and a faff. So left leg straightens as best as you can. Draw the right knee, the back knee forward, and then sit inside your right heel. Then make your way back to a reclined position. Maybe just the hands, a little tuck of the tailbone, lifting the butt. And then nice long breaths down into the belly. No tension through the jaw here. No tension through the eyes. 2 more big breaths now. You're looking to keep the half hero, come back up to a seat, scooch the butt back a little, chest lifts, and then fold forward any amount at all. And especially with this bent right leg, if you've still got that half hero kind of shape going on, it's not going to be a deepest forward fold, and that's all good. Remember, you've got the option of Janusashasana, right foot inside the thigh. Either way, it's a fold. And we start to get right into the breath, and maybe just 5 more here. Let it become the very center of your attention, the majority of your attention. Inhale, chest lifts up, and here we go. Reverse tabletop, hands behind the hips, feet on the ground. Roll back the shoulders, scoop the butt up, lift the chest, lift the hips. 2 more nice long breaths there. And release. Plonk the butt down nice and slow. Catch a hold of your knees, roll down onto your back, and immediately into bridge pose. So feet on the ground, tilt the tailbone up, lift the hips up. If you're going to take wheel, now's the time. Hands next to the ears and press the chest up and back. But keep the butt squeezing, pressing the chest. We take just 3 more breaths here, just 1 round. Stay with it. Butt strong, tailbone tilting forward, down to the left into a twist. Right shoulder rolling open broadly. Play with the positioning of your right arm. You could reach it up a little bit higher or a little bit further down. I like to reach up. Seems to hit a nice spot through the armpit and into the chest. Two more breaths. Inhale, back up through the center. Left leg wraps the right one, and you drop your legs down to the right, into the twist. Again, shoulder position, left arm maybe reaching up. One more breath here now. Inhale, back up through the center. Unwrap the legs. Give them a little squeeze in towards the chest. Maybe you find happy baby there. If you feel like you need an inversion or anything else before Shavasana, please feel absolutely welcome to. Otherwise, let's make our way down into Shavasana. As you come down into Shavasana again, make sure you're laying flat, nice and still. And if you have landed flat, take a nice long, very deep breath in with a soft, gentle, releasing breath out. We'll be guiding you into Shavasana and out of Shavasana. Shoulders absolutely soft here. You might now notice how Shavasana might feel just a touch different to where you first began. Maybe, there's a touch more like lethargy in the body to begin with. Even some anticipation of the mind, which is a very extremely mild kind of anxiety. It's just a sort of anticipation, an excitement to get into it. And here, Notice the body as just one piece, as one whole system, not as parts, even though you can feel parts. You're aware of individual focused areas, but yet you also acknowledge that it's a part of a system. Your mind is a part of that system, your energy, your character, your state of being, your emotion, all of it. And it's from that sort of larger scale perspective that you maintain an awareness of your body. A sense of distance, a sense of spaciousness. Let yourself rest in that place. Start to gently deepen your breath. Let's give yourself a few moments here, pausing in stillness, yet starting to awaken gently and slowly. As you're ready, start to wriggle fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Have a big stretch at some point. And then turn off to a side and start to make your way up to a seated position with the eyes closed and hands of prayer right at heart center. No real rush to get there, but as you do come up, you take a moment of acknowledgement, and as we acknowledge the practice and recognize shift and some form of impact, bring a sense of sincerity to the level or quality of gratitude that you're going to give to either yourself or outwardly. Sincerity the key. And with that, we humbly bow the head and say to each other, Namaste, 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 my dear friends. Hey, thank you as always for joining. Pleasure. And much more of this to come. Love doing this. Hey, feel free to send through some requests. If you're looking for something, let us know. Hit me up. Facebook, Instagram, whatever you like. Love you. See ya. Enjoy the weekend. Coffee.